Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Chris Keekstra.
I'm Mike Childress.
We just ended our board meeting for November, and we had a special group of people that joined us today, the Guerrilla class of 2019. They joined us this spring, and we made it a second option for them to come again at the end of the year to see if anything has changed as far as, I think one of the things they always want to do is see if the board of directors has changed after they worked together for a whole year, if the dynamic and the culture has changed over the year. So we had a good discussion. They participated in the discussion, which is always nice to have some different feedback other than those at the table. And so we were really happy to have them here today.
And I think it gave more context for them to understand exactly what GRAR does, because there's really so many moving parts that quite often our membership doesn't even know about. So that's why we try to, do our updates and do our videos to let you know what's going on.
Yep. So one of the biggest things, and I know you guys want to hear about, is the new NAR One Day Rule for getting listings on the MLS. So we did start that discussion. One of the conclusions we've come to is there's a lot more information that we need to come up with as far as how GRAR is going to handle this. We know for sure one thing, that on May 1, starting to enforce the rule. So you have until May 1 to figure this all out, and we're going to be figuring this all out too.
As we get more direction from NAR, I think it'll be helpful, because it just came out of NAR this
On
past
Monday.
weekend, or Monday.
Monday they voted.
So 2 days later, we're like, okay, we think we know what it is, but it's a little ambiguous. So we want to be very, very clear, so you can be very, very clear on what you're doing.
Once we get more information, we're going to be passing that on to you guys. So, any more on that?
No.
Okay. Second thing we passed is the budget for 2020. The staff does a wonderful job, and Kelly does a wonderful job of putting that budget together. And the biggest number we always talk about with the budget is how many members do we expect to have next year. And we believe membership is going to be somewhat flat. We're not going to be gaining a ton. Every month we gain between 60 to 70 new members, and we lose 30 to 40 old members or members.
How about that?
So, and that's what happens on a monthly basis. But we believe that our membership isn't going to increase as much as it has in past years, and that's what we budgeted pretty much.
It's fairly consistent for many of the associations that surround us.
So Mishrick believes the same thing, and also Michigan Realtors at their convention talked pretty similarly on what they think membership's going to do over the next year. That's really based on there's not enough listings for everyone to sell. So
only so many
that's
houses.
what happens.
Right.
We're still working on rules and regulations with other associations to try to get everybody on the same page. It's a tough process. One of the committees is working on that again. I think this week we have a meeting, or next week. We're still working on it with GLR to get that in place.
The Greenwich repository, so people understand what our acronyms are at times.
Yep, and Mishrick, which is our MLS database that we are a part of. They had to work with Flex, the MLS, to put some firewalls in place so that we are able to join GLR and have our data on there. So still in process. It's going to be some months out yet. We have a contract to work on, and that may be next fall, even if the contract doesn't work out the way we want it to. And then committees. We got committees. You want to talk about committees coming up for next year?
GRAR committees. We have 20 committees to appoint our fantastic members. That's really the backbone of our associations. People really need to understand a lot of the heavy lifting is done by the membership that are volunteering their time, and our committee appointments or committee requests to be on committees is going to come out this month. So keep your eyes peeled for an email coming out, and if you have an interest in being on a committee, we can't always promise it, but it's something that I would encourage everyone to do. There's a first, second, third type of choice, and if you don't get assigned to a committee this year, please do it again, because I think it's just it's a fantastic opportunity for us to get to know other realtors in our industry, be involved, put your foot in the door of new activity, and possibly serving in a different capacity later on if you feel led. So that'll come out. New things happen.
Yeah, end of the month. Watch for that. End of the month. We did look through all the committees today to make sure that we wanted to keep them all. We did remove one committee. Actually never started. We had approved early, but never started. So But Mike and Jody will be putting those committees together starting, I believe there's a meeting in December or something like that to put those together. So, then we just got back from the NAR convention. So that was in San Francisco this year. And a few things out of there that we can relate to you is Lawrence Yoon, the economist for NAR, spoke, and interest rates seem to still be on the low side and should stay low for at least the next year. They don't like to talk about more than a year in
Foreseeable
advance.
future. Right.
That's pretty much everything we have for today. If you have any further questions for us and you just wanted to let us know what's going on in what you're doing every day, we'd love to hear from you. But otherwise, we will talk to you again next month.
See you next month. Thank you.